Welcome to boardshop.co.uk, surfboard review time. If like me you are a Rad Ripper, then there is now a board with your name on it, which is dead handy. The latest board from Lost, the Rad Ripper, is a kind of a takedown of the Retro Ripper which came out last autumn and has been a phenomenally popular board. This board, however, is far more suited to the more leisurely surfer, the middle-aged gentleman who needs a bit of volume for wave catching and what have you, but can actually still surf. So let's have a quick spin around. Pared down rails, softer rails, so it's more forgiving. You've got this nice bump wing tail thing here, which helps you push that wider squash tail into turns, breaks up the flow of water. He's put this wider squash tail on to give you a bit more speed carrying and a bit more paddle power. Nice volume under the chest, a little beak which Mr. Barnos is so fond of for smuggling a bit more volume up front. And compared to the Retro Ripper, he's flattened out the rocker a bit up front to give you that kind of wave catching ability and that speed carrying potential. But what he's also done is kept a fair bit of rocker in the tail to keep it loose enough to get it moving, even if conditions aren't brilliant. On the underside, you can feel the double concave picking up all the way up here, and it gets quite aggressive. And then there's the V out through the fins and out through the tail. Now, this is all about generating lift. 2 channels of water, if you can imagine, lifting the front of the board up, generating speed. And then that V out through the tail swirls the water up, breaks up the water if you like, and makes the tail much easier to release. And it's no coincidence the little bump there just comes right where the fins are. I'll show you on the other side. So the board actually feels a lot more pivoty than you might think. This is a 510 with 33 litres. This is what I will be riding. It's a really good option as a one board quiver for UK waves and European waves in general. Think Firewire Dominator, that kind of ilk. A lot of volume but well smuggled. Keeps the volume out of the rails so it doesn't feel really boxy and really slow to turn. And then as you come up to the front, he keeps the wide point quite far forward, but he keeps some foam in the rails as well, so that you've got that paddle power and that more forgiving nature. Now this board is all about high wave count, having fun and making the most of more average conditions. I reckon you'll ride it. I'll ride it from waist to a bit overhead. And I think they're the primo conditions, and it's going to deal with chop, it's going to deal with a bit of rubbish, but also if you take it somewhere more exotic, it's going to work too. Now, sizing it, size with your normal volume, length, the 6.0 is 35 litres, like I said this 510 is 33, so there's good steps of volume all the way through the sizes, running right down from 5.8 right the way up to 6.6. But the Rad Ripper, with his punk-inspired original graphics. Not to everyone's taste, but I quite like it. I, believe it or not, used to be a punk. So, as usual, part exchange old boards, 0% finance, order a custom. You don't have to have these colours, but you do have to have this logo. All the information you could ever need is online, but if you can't find what you need, give us a shout.